Hello everyone, hopefully you're having a good weekend. Um, in all my live videos, we keep on talking about structure of the hand, how to draw the hand, and maybe some other body parts. But I usually used to teach concept art, so I wanted to share a little bit of that today. And this will be a quick one on theme and motif and just trying to get patterns for your design. And so I was just wanted to do a simple one where um, it's like how to match your character with your design. Let's say something I'm designing is ancient and from the ocean. Obviously, if it's from the ocean, you want to look at things from the ocean. Again, we could look at so many other things, but if you like look for interesting shapes, shell shapes, crabs. I like using crabs and um, octopuses. And so I'm gonna do a like an alien creature that's from the ocean. And so the idea of the shells spiraling like this and giving it that kind of strength. So you just kind of study it for a little bit. So the shell and the concept of this line that goes around the shell, and how can I use that in my, let's say it's a regular character. It's a really quick idea, right? And where am I gonna put those motifs? So the patterning of the shell. So we have these areas for distribution of the details: shoulder, chest, the belt, knees, maybe the thigh area. But in the center is your centerpiece, and that's where you wanna like put a lot of your pulling the eye here. But from here, you gotta pull it to the face. So yeah, you could just put a head, put the shell on the head like this, or you could put the shell on the shoulder like this, like, and then inside the shoulder you got little maybe tentacles coming out. I actually used this initial idea when I was designing um, for Wakanda Forever, because the creatures from the ocean, Tolucan, creatures from Nemor's people. So I wanted a symbiotic relationship with their weapon or their armor. So so after I decided, okay, I want this theme of the shell, this kind of shell, and even looking at the details of it, how can I push the details of that shell? And once this is kind of clear, the concept, then I echo it throughout the whole body, so there's some kind of cohesion in the theme. So if I'm gonna put a belt, I'm gonna try to use this overlapping of the shells, you know, to put also in the belt. And if I want to put two shells together, or this kind of theme, motif on that shell, how do I put that and this together? So always think about the 80-20 rule. I mean, it doesn't have to be 80-20, but I just like to make one more dominant. So I'm gonna make this shell dominate his whole body. So it could be down here for the armor, over here for the cloth. So 80%, I'm gonna try to cover it with this kind of spiraling hard shell. Good drawing, thank you. Hi, nice guy, Mr. Nice Guy. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, I'm just showing how I design, how I just match things in nature, themes and motifs, and try to put it into my character design. I usually do designs for film and games, and there's one aspect of it where you have to know the structure of the body, and practicing how to draw better. But there's also the other side that people students want to learn, is how do you come up with ideas, because it's, yeah, you could be talented with your imagination, but that imagination throughout your life has to be cultivated. So if you start now, then you could learn more of what people, what works and what doesn't work, and then just develop your skill in putting ideas together, because you're like a DJ, you know, everything's a remix kind of deal. But if you have all these cool ideas, but you don't have the skill to draw it properly, then you won't be able to communicate the concept to wherever you're working. Um, anyway, I don't know what interests you guys. Thank you, Karina. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, so I was explaining, yeah, you could probably rewatch this so I don't repeat myself. So, but if you have any questions on design, please go ahead and ask. So now this pattern for the shell shape, I'm gonna try to see if I could do this fan shell shape here, but without making it an actual shell. So, or it could be a shell. Maybe the front shell, I'd liken it to a samurai armor, which it does, you know, you sometimes use themes like that. There's the head, and then maybe have use it that way, and maybe the arm would have that samurai sleeve that goes up here. Then you could use that same fan theme. So it's, since it's fanning out, then I think about a fan, a regular, like, you know, one of those fan weapons. So maybe he could, it's almost like word association. So fan, weapon, this is like a fan. Now this weapon with kind of like the shell with an octopus inside, what if that is like a fan when it fans out, when he's fighting and it fans opens up like this? Then it could have the same theme as the chest. So I'm uniting the theme across this character now. And he's a warrior, right? So we did something simple, warrior. Everything I'm designing is going based on an ancient alien warrior from our oceans. So yeah. So yeah, just like a simple way that my brain kind of jumps from one thing to another. And I'm trying to what's the word, verbalize it, that goes through my head. It's like uh you know, uh in the story, what's the story, what's the story of the character, and what's the character's job, what's its tools, and then from that idea I have something to anchor all my designs on. um yeah, so yeah, you guys could come back to watch this. I just want to make sure every weekend I'm gonna go live, and if you guys have any requests on any questions about anything, I could address it next week. Please comment down below if there's anything you want to know about design or painting in general. Yeah, have a great weekend. Talk to you guys later. Bye.